Hello folks, it is time for us to introduce you to our newest set of rubber stamps that are now available individually mounted or just for sale individual in general. You can always get them just the rubber, you can get them clean cushioned, you can get them on the wood block, or you can go back and get the entire plate, which is how we release our stamps. And this time we are starting with plate 1456, and it's a very science-y style board. We start with a big open bell jar, which is really great. It's big, and you can fill it with tons of different things. Anything you might find in a bell jar, or decorations, or weird science stuff, anything like that. Skeletons have always been really popular for us, so we have brought a skeleton diagram to you. We have a mammoth skeleton. We also have an antelope skeleton. Very cool, kind of sketchy a little bit. We have a snake skeleton. And we kind of have a skeleton key. Okay? Then also on that board, we have these kids in the futuristic hats, and they actually have colanders on their head. And you may recognize this image. We did have Mary Lozenak had drawn it at one time for us, and that is still available. But we also got this fine artist to draw it for us, and so we have that. We've just switched the boys so that they're reverse, and now we have two versions, and both stamps are equally great. We also have this numbers set. This is perfect for background stamping over and over and over. These numbers, we get asked this a lot. These numbers do match the alphabet that is on the daily December plate, which I believe is 1403, but I will double check, okay? Anyways, that matches the font, the letters that are on there. No science is complete without Super Freak. We also have E equals MC squared. We have this amazing fat bumblebee. We have caution, safety glasses required in this area. I can just imagine some of the scenes we'll get with that. We have specimen, and we have figure number, and it's blank, so you can fill it in as you choose. Okay, that one, oh, I'm not very centered there, am I? Let's do this. Plate 1456, kind of sciencey, fun. All right, let's move on. I mentioned Mary Lozenak earlier. We have a new board by Mary Lozenak. It's 1457. She's given us, I should look at the names of these. Whimsical Tree Lady Nude. I love this one. I've been stamping this one like crazy town. She doesn't have arms, but it's like her arms and her hair have grown up into a tree. She's very voluptuous and gorgeous, and I love this Zentangle style leg that she has. We also have this Whimsical Jester. Very cool, and always full of deliciousness from Mary. We have this Whimsical Man fish face. It's so neat. Look at this kind of old man face and nose that he has going on. Very cool. We also have two Whimsical Ladies under umbrella. This was not necessarily a special request, but once people had seen her drawing. And this is Mary Vogel Lozenak, you guys. You can find her on Facebook and check out her stuff. She does do stamps for us, but she also does her artwork into prints and bags and other things like that. So you should definitely check her out. But all these stamps, of course, are available online on our web store. But when she had drawn this, she had quite a few customers, and we had quite a few customers who were really interested in it. I have recently asked Mary for some things like borders. We got this whimsical border. It'll be great to stamp over and over. I also asked her for some natural themed pieces. We get a lot of animals from her, but I was hoping for more nature, like foliage and stuff, and we got this leaf. It's really great. To go along with the borders and nature, we also got this, just says whimsical background. It's this kind of cool little flower border that can be stamped over and over. I can imagine that on a tag. And then we also got this from Mary. Whimsical lettered man. And I would safe to say it's very androgynous. It could be a man or a woman, and very, very cool. And I love this big, bold pattern neck. And I always have a bit of open space on Mary's board, so I tend to work out some sentiments and throw them in there. And we did this one. Her wings were made of bold patterns in bright colors. We also did she lived and she was courageous. So those are some great sentiments and kind of inspirational words to get you going with whatever you're working on. Cards or tags or art journal pages or mixed media, anything, altered canvases. Okay, so this is $14.57, all individually mounted. You can see how gorgeous it is on wood. Here is $14.58, and it's kind of nature inspired, a little bit here, a little on and off, I should say. We have this big fish tank and this fish bowl. We have this fish bowl on the shelf, but it has other things in it. I can't remember if it's seaweed or fish or something, but we ended up making it open, so you can put anything you want in it. You know, it could be fish, or it could be a frog, or tadpoles, or something that doesn't even really belong in there. A cat fishing. Then we got this giant orange by special request. It's very gorgeous. It's still on the branch with some big beautiful leaves. Here is a wildflower silhouette. Very fun, very dark. We also have this koi. Oh, and this, let's see, what do we label it? We labeled this Rabbit Gardener. It's this big floppy-eared bunny with weeds and a shovel. Very, very cool. That was by special request also. The orange was by special request. And as far as special requests go, you guys, if you want something and we don't have it, just let us know, and we'll see what we can do about turning it into a stamp. We can't turn everything into a stamp, but we'll do what we can. Here's a flying flamingo, very long and graceful. Oh, and this is new. I was really excited to get this on the board. Here's a porcupine, this really, really great, like, kind of sketchy porcupine. We also have, excuse me, Book Nerd. Kind of a cute little graphic there. And we have, I did another sentiment, bloom where you are planted. And here is one more skeleton that I didn't fit on the other board, and I was able to fit it into this one. Here's a frog skeleton. Look at how cool that is. And if you buy the plate, it is important to realize that when we have a big open space like this on a plate, it would be wasted rubber if I left it open. So on the plate, this frog skeleton comes in here. We intend them to be two separate stamps. So if you buy the plate or unmounted rubber, just be aware that that may come that way, okay? You don't have to leave it in there. Take it out, and then now you have two stamps, and you can always stamp it inside there if that's where you want it. All right? And then we have one more plate to show you individually mounted. And this one is plate 1459. And it is, I don't even know what to call it. It's kind of, it's inspirational, it's mixed media, it's a little bit feminine. It's very cool. So let's get going. This is wildflower silhouette also, like the other one, but these are kind of like hollyhocks that I hand drew. Here is a fed up vintage lady. She's so super funny, and she's going to go with a lot of great stuff on this board, and we have tons of other stamps that she'll go with. Here's a squiggle heart that I drew for this board. Very cool, and it's not legible. It just has like scribbled letters around the outside of it. Here is a dress form, and I worked on this vignette that's on the actual dress form, and there's some flowers and some newsprint and stuff going on in there. Here are some striped leggings, very cool. In the future, I'll work on something that would go really well at the top, but they're still very cool on their own, and they would be good as part of an art doll or something like that. I did work on sentiments on this board as well. Here's create art every day. Here is she spread her wings. We also have an artist. She was a wildflower. And she was with ... so you can finish it however you'd like. Now you can put she was an artist or something like that, but it's open for interpretation also. One of the other sentiments we have on this board, this was a special request, we have fuckhead. Very funny. I think it goes really well with a lot of our other stamps like this, and we have like douchebag and a couple other things. So if you like this kind of stuff, which is hilarious, be sure to stop by the store and look for that. We also have this. This was sent to us, procrastinate. It's a verb. The avoidance of adult responsibilities to partake in arts and crafts. Seemed very appropriate for us. And then here, we really have some really great wing sets. Here's a new one. They're kind of these little grungy butterfly wings. Very, very cute. And they go great on the back of, well, they go good with this girl, and they go good with the Mary Lozenak board, and they would be good on the dress form. I mean, they really go anywhere. Then we also have just a little, let's see what we do, scribble heart. Let's see, this one is... oh, this one says squiggle heart. That's how you get the big one, squiggle. And this one says scribble as the little one. And then, last but not least, I worked up some new stitching. Here's a sawtooth stitching. It's got this kind of zigzag pattern worked into it. And then here's stitching lines, and it's just a double stitch pattern back and forth on top of itself. Okay? So, and these are big and long, and you can see they have some really great length to them, and they'll be good in any of your work, like that you don't want to actually sew on your paper. Then you can just stamp these down, and it looks like it's been sewn. And these work really well with like our safety pin that is through the paper, our envelope tie. It goes good with our staples and our other stitches too. We have some other stitching that's not as quite as dainty as these, and those are nice for some big chunky stuff. But that's it. So enjoy our plates. Get a hold of our newsletter or visit us on Facebook if you're seeing this right around the release date of these stamps, and I'm sure there's some kind of coupon or deal going on. And we look forward to your order. Thanks so much for joining us at Viva Las Vegas Stamps, VLVstamps.com. Thanks, guys.